Hello everyone, it's Anahita Rao back again with a yoga series. So now I wanted to speak about a yoga that often shows up in a chart, and it can be problematic, but it depends obviously, how you're dealing with it and whether or not you will go through the dasha of the moon, and which is sort of what brings this yoga about. It's called the Kemadruma yoga, which is basically to do with the placement of the moon in your chart. And as we know, the moon is a pivotal planet in any birth chart, and it's the main reference point by which we look at every other signification in a chart, and it's also the main reference point we use to make predictions and look at the dasha system, etc. So it becomes a very, very important planet for everyone. Now with this yoga, what happens is that the moon is basically placed in a chart, but there are no planets on the left or the right of the moon. So in the second house or the 12th house of the moon is empty, and the moon itself doesn't have a conjunction or another planet sitting with it. So basically, this yoga is also called the lonely moon yoga, if you will. Now. There are, of course, exceptions in a chart where, let's say you have this, but from the point of view of your lagna, moon ends up in a Kendra house. So from your lagna, it ends up in the first, fourth, seventh, or 10th house, and that sort of modifies the results. If the moon is exalted, that modifies the results. If the moon is a full moon and it's very bright, that also will definitely modify the results, because the sun is giving its entire light to the moon if it's a full moon. Now, as I mentioned, the result of this yoga is basically that the person essentially feels lonely and unsupported in their life. Particularly they will feel this if they're going through the dasha of the moon, because the moon, as we know, signifies the mind and your emotional personality. And it's also our mental projections. What happens with this yoga, that those projections can be tainted by negativity, and that can lead to low self-confidence. It can lead to low self-esteem. It can make a person quite judgmental. On the other hand, it gives the person the ability to face struggles in life. They also tend to be self-made people, and it tends to be very, very good for counselors and teachers and advisors, just generally, professors or coaches. And I've also seen some of the best astrologers have this yoga. And by that I mean astrologers that have they've contributed some groundbreaking research. So if you have this yoga, it's very important to channelize your energy through meditation and yoga, and also mantra chanting, and that can definitely bring outstanding things in life, because as we know, when you're doing those things, those sorts of practices, you're basically affecting your state of mind and raising the vibration of your mind. So when you have this yoga and you are doing a spiritual practice on a regular basis, this can bring profound results. It can also give a very creative mind, a spiritual inclination. And I think the best remedy of all is actually any kind of Shiva puja, because Shiva, of course, is symbolic of the moon itself. And if you fast on any Purnima day, any full moon day, that's also very helpful. Chanting any kind of Shiva mantra is excellent for this yoga, and it will definitely bring good results. So I hope you found that helpful. Feel free to leave any comments and subscribe below. Thank you, folks.